I'm here. Happy Friday, everyone. FriYay! Are you ready for it? Are you glad it's here? Does that mean a weekend for you, or are you working, or what's your deal? What's going on? Come on in. Let's get busy. We've got things to do, places to go, people to see, hot milk to drink. I see the peoples. There's my girl Yvonne. Hello. Happy FriYay. And Gwen is in the house. Say hello, Gwen. Cindy, hi. Tammy's here. Good to see you, Tammy and Jamma. All the way from Easley, South Carolina. I know Easley, I've been there. And Doris and Susan. Goodness gracious, look at all of you. And there is my girl Vanessa. And Sherry, here we come. I love watching you guys walk in here. Joanne, Sherry, Carla. Hello. There's my girl Cassie. She's my lunch buddy. Okay. Well, we had a little dusting of snow this morning, which was kind of funny. I was not expecting that. But you know what? Snow happens. And when it happens, you just kind of hang out and stay nice and cozy and warm on the inside. And but no matter what, if you saw my show yesterday, Thursday's tip, or what, Thirsty Thursday, whatever it is, I have made a commitment to the gym, and so just like the postman, I will be there, hail, sleet, snow, whatever. And I have appointments tomorrow. I have appointments lined up. I am doing this. I am on it. I am in it to win it. So let's just see how I do. I am going to be taking a massive amount of InflaCrusher because I know I'm going to get sore. And InflaCrusher works just as good as Advil, if not better. So that's something to be thankful for. Am I right? So people are asking me about things that are going on about the fiber mender, and because I think it just went into back order. But the good news is it's coming in today. We are getting more in this afternoon. So Fiber Mender is our supplement. It's a prebiotic that is amazing. You will poop like a queen. You got that? Poop like a queen. This little tiny scoop, I'll just show you. It's just absolutely amazing. Look at this itty bitty little guy. Isn't he so cute? This little scoop has an amazing quality. Now I just put about 3/4 of it. I'm going to show you what it looks like when I'm going to let it sit in my glass of hot milk, and I'll let you see what it looks like because it's really amazing. It just swells up, and it does that inside of you, which is fantastic for when you're hungry, right? And this will make a difference on beating the afternoon munchies and, you know, helping you to stay the course through dinner, not have a bunch of snacks. So Fiber Mender, and the reason I'm showing you this is Fiber Mender is our product of the week, and you get free shipping with it and anything else you order. And as a matter of fact, a lot of you have taken, that's why we're in a backup situation. But again, we ordered it in anticipation, and it's coming in this afternoon. So your orders will all be going out tomorrow if you order Fiber Mender. You can order anything else that you want with it and get free shipping on everything. Doesn't that work? I like that. Free shipping is a thing. I've had women asking me about speaking of cravings, beating cravings. And all I can say is L-glutamine, L-glutamine, L-glutamine. This is something that was taught to me by a psychiatrist who works specifically, her specialty is addicts of all kinds, from food all the way through to people who have problems with drugs, because it's the same part of the brain. And what this does, if you take this L-glutamine, put it in a dish, and just put it on your teeth and your gums, it cuts those cravings off at the knees. She told me this. I am a huge believer, and I preach this gospel as much as I can, because it's something so simple as an amino acid being able to cut off a craving without you running to doctors and going and seeing all these doctors who want to put you on, you know, these crazy drugs and stuff. You don't have to. A simple amino acid can cut it off at the knees. I love that. Also, I'm drinking hot milk mix. This stuff is amazing and keeps you out of harm's way when it comes to having the keto flu. It happens, you know? And then also, I just have to put out, we just got all new Perfect Paleo protein in, and we're updating the shop. So if you see anything on a back order, don't worry, it's all in. And when you buy this, do you know that you get 90 recipes too? We send it to you in an ebook, 90 recipes. Now, they're not all hot melt compliant, but they're all healthy, delicious recipes, and you can figure out which ones aren't. As a matter of fact, that's one of our questions today, because it is Q&A, is about which ones are, and I'll tell you how to look for those, okay? So I also want to remind you, and I'm watching all of your enrollments come in. We are filling up on our Full Bloom workshop. It's an event, really. I shouldn't call it a workshop. It's way more than a workshop. It is an event, and it is happening here in Brevard, North Carolina on Saturday, April 18th. Saturday, April 18th. And if you're smart, you'll upgrade and you'll do the VIP meet and greet on the Friday before, because that is going to be a total blast. We're going to have wine. I've already got Dry Farm Wines, the best keto wine you've ever had. And by the way, if you want to get an extra bottle, when you order a case of it, go to dryfarmwines.com/saving dinner, and they'll throw in an extra bottle for you. That's what they do. They're just cool that way. And they're going to be giving us wine. They're giving us wine for this event, like cases of wine. So we'll have wine. We're also going to have appetizers that I'm going to make with my own hot little hands. So it's going to be a blast. It is going to be an absolute blast. I want you to save the date. Uh-oh, I didn't flip it, did I? Sorry. Sometimes that happens. All right. I'm done with that. I'm done with talking all about that. Today we're talking about our Q&A, and also I'm not even going to show you. I'm not even going to show you what the quote of the week is, because it'll show up backwards, because I was in too much of a hurry. But the quote of the week, I will say it, and Jenny's, I think, in the house, and she can put it out there for you. We also have it always in a graphic form, and that you're welcome to download it and use it yourself and share it on your Facebook pages, because it is fantastic. And that is, if God put Goliath in front of you, he must believe there's a David inside of you. I love that quote. It's one of my favorite quotes. I did a little bit of a teaching on it last Saturday for Soulful Saturday. And of course, tomorrow we have a new quote, which I know you're going to love. So do save the date, okay? Do save the date. If you're into this whole thing of wanting to have a bigger and fuller picture of your life, and you want to be with a bunch of women who are on the same page as you are, there is nothing more invigorating, more uplifting than being with women who all have that same vision. I'm telling you. We do it all the time in our Facebook groups, but when we do it in person, blow out. That's when things light up. You know, it's sort of like understanding what it's like to see pictures of Christmas lights, but when you're actually in them and you're driving through a neighborhood that's all lit up with Christmas tree lights and what have you, it's a whole different experience, isn't it? So that's pretty awesome. I'm excited about it. Don't forget about this. And tomorrow is Soulful Saturday. We will have a new quote, which you will like, I promise. And next Friday at this time, I will be announcing who wins the Mindful Mug. The Mindful Mug. I've got a bunch of them, and we shall see. They're probably going to be in the swag bags for the people who come to the VIP meet and greet. I mean, you're going to get so much stuff. You wouldn't even believe. I have all these vendors who are telling me, yeah, I'll send you stuff. I'll send you stuff. So if you want to be a part of that, you're going to have to show up. That's all. If you're signed up for our emails, you will have gotten the emails. If you have any questions about it, of course, just send us support@savingdinner.com. Happy to share with you all about it. All right. So today is Q&A, right? Q&A. This is the day that I answer your questions. If you have a nutrition or a cooking question or whatever, I love to answer your questions, because this is how we learn. You know, we can learn from one another. We can see different perspectives. I can shoot you, some studies and share with you what you might want to look at. And I don't know, it's super helpful. We only got about 5 questions, I think, this time. But if you pop one into the comments here and I see it, I'll answer it, because we will have time, I think, today. Oh, and by the way, don't forget to get your tea. We have Wise Women's tea in the shop as well, and love to send it to you. It is quite delicious. All right, I want to show you something. It's still not showing up. Well, I'll have to drink some more. Sorry. Okay, let's get to the questions. The first question is from Cheryl, and I kind of alluded to this one. I've printed all the volumes of smoothie recipes that I got when I ordered my Perfect Paleo Protein. The hot melt is keto, low carb, low sugar, but I noticed pineapple and banana and other fruits in some of the recipes, so I'm confused. Is it okay to use fruit in our smoothies when following hot melt but not on sprint week? So what I will say to you is this: if you are, there's kind of a couple of answers to this. Number one, if you don't have problems with your weight and you're at the weight that you want to be at, then just, enjoy the fruit. Enjoy the fruit. And as long as it doesn't trigger an addiction issue that you maybe have struggled with the past, then fine. I noticed that, and again, remember, I have been a nutritionist since 1993. So I've seen it all. And I have seen a lot of things that are definitely full-on addiction type behavior. And for some people, the sugar addiction is so intense that even the taste of sweet fruit is going to trigger that and then going to cause a cascade effect of going down the tubes. And there's not a far gap for some people, not everyone, between having bananas and pineapple and tropical fruits and having a Snickers bar. And as a matter of fact, you have to also look at what fruit does, especially the sweeter fruits. And remember, they've all been bred to be sweeter. They're hybridized. Once upon a time, 100 years ago, when you bought an apple, they were super tart and super small. But nowadays, you buy an apple, it's the size of your head and it's really sweet. You can get up to 40 grams of sugar in some apples because they have so much. That's the same as what's in a Snickers bar or what's in a can of Coke or something. So the body, even though that there's a lot of detrimental things going on and it's going to have a bad effect on the body, it is also has some redeeming qualities because, when you're eating mango or papaya or things like that, you've got beta carotene in there, vitamin C, and other things you don't have in a Snickers bar, but the sugar just kind of wipes out everything out. So I like to look at, if we're going to be eating berries, we're going to be eating different fruit. Berries are the things that I would choose. That's lower in on the glycemic index. That means lower in sugar and higher in fiber. I mean, it's like really massively higher in fiber. I think you've got like 8 grams of fiber in a half a cup of raspberries. That's pretty intense. So if you monitor it yourself and just kind of keep tabs of what works for you, again, it's an individual call, then it works. On sprint week, just stay away from fruit. I mean, stay away from fruit for 7 days. It's not a big deal, right? And we also, again, it's back to the whole low carb, no carb kind of a thing, and where you are with insulin sensitivity and all of that and what you're trying to accomplish. So bring all of that into the equation because it's not just it's not one of those kind of things. So what Cheryl's asking about is she's asking about something specific, but understand that, we are not just serving people who are on a low carb or in a low carb community. We are serving people of all types of eating. And when they buy the Perfect Paleo Protein, they're looking at smoothies for their children. They're looking, because kids can handle stuff a lot more than we can, this kind of a thing. They're looking at, at their whole family. And most of our subscribers, as a matter of fact, for dinner answers and what have you, they're just interested in healthy recipes. They're not interested in being keto or low carb or anything. So keep that in mind. So with that lens in your glasses, that's how you make your choices. Choose the recipes that work for your plan and that work for you personally. Okay, you ready for some more? Let's see. Alrighty. This is from Mary Ann, and she says, this might be a ridiculous question, but here goes. If our skin is the largest organ and absorbs what we put on it, is it possible that using coconut oil on the skin as a body moisturizer could take us out of the fasting state? No, not really. You would have to have like some really whacked out insulin sensitivity for that to happen. And usually fat would be the one thing, the one macronutrient that doesn't throw you out of ketosis, because it usually does not trigger insulin. However, that said, if you really want to be sure, then get a blood glucometer and test your blood and see. People are completely sensitive. And I remember there was what was the name of that? Golly. There was some kind of a weird diet where you shot yourself up with, some kind of a thing, and you could only have so many calories a day, and it just made you shed weight and what have you, but then everybody always put it back on. And you were not allowed to put moisturizer on your skin. It was a really strange one. I had a friend who did that. I also had a doctor friend who sold it. And, I always kind of questioned the wisdom of it. But, then again, haven't we all done crazy things? So I would say I wouldn't worry about that. I mean, if you are trying to fast for autophagy, and you're really going for all the benefits that you get with autophagy, then what I would do is I would absolutely 100% purchase. That was it, the HCG low calorie diet. Golly, thank you so much, Yolanda. Yes, the HCG diet is just insane, right? The things we've done to lose weight, you guys, nuts. Yeah, I think I've done them all. But anyway, yeah, that's a crazy thing. But this is what I'm saying. If you are going for autophagy, and it's all about autophagy, and I want the benefits of that, I want the human growth hormone that you get from that, I want the stem cells that you get for that, it is a longevity play on that. That's what you're doing for your fasting. And there's all kinds of stuff. If you want to learn about fasting, buy the Obesity Code. That is a book that Jason Fung, a nephrologist, put out, and is just absolutely 100% amazing. Buy that book and read it, and it'll tell you all about fasting, what takes you in and what takes you out. But if you are going for autophagy, then by all means, you need to go get a glucometer so that you can take stock of what it is that you're doing, because everybody is different. Rhonda, you're asking a really good question. She says, too many nuts can take you out of ketosis because they would have more carbs than coconut oil. Okay, well, let me just answer the nut thing. Nuts are an interesting animal because they are fat, protein, and they have a little bit of carbs. So yes, too many nuts will take you out of fasting for sure, out of ketosis, if you eat too many of them. And for some people, I would be one of them. I cannot be trusted with nut butter or nuts. I had a whole bag of macadamia nuts that I did some testing of recipes with. It was so easy to just grab a handful of these fatty nuts and do it in the name of ketosis. And it took me right out of ketosis, and it also made me gain a couple of pounds. I don't need to have things that are binge-worthy in my house. So again, you always have to look back on those things, You have to look and see what personally works for you. One size never, ever, ever fits all. And you'll never hear me say that. I will tell you principally what we all need to be striving for. We all need to be hydrating, half of our body weight in ounces every single day. And that every beverage counts, which, you've always heard that if you drink coffee, you need to drink double the amount of water. That's just not true. The studies have shown us that that's not true. It's an old saw. And I know you've heard it a bazillion times. Well, go look it up yourself. Go Google it around and see, ask for the research when you're doing it, and you'll see the research that I saw. So that's number one. The other thing that I would say is a principle that we can all stand by is that we are mostly, all of us, especially if you have a little body clutter on you, overfed and undernourished. That means we need to jack up the green vegetables, especially in our lives, and really take it seriously. That's the place that we need to be doing the bulk eating. If we bulk eat on salads, nobody binges on salads, by the way, we'll be in good stead. That's something that we just need, and our bodies are begging for, is that kind of nutrition. And the other thing is, I will always say, we need protein and we need fat. How much do you need? It's an individual call. Women, on average, about 6 ounces a day. How much, or maybe a little bit more, depending on your activity level. You need to dial that in according to what it is that you need, according to what it is that you're doing. And I like that so much because it gives us the freedom. We don't have to be guru oriented. We don't have to be following a plan per se, as much as we have to be listening to our own inner nutritional guru, because she's alive, she's inside of you, and she's ready to guide you. Just start listening. See what your energy level is. Start keeping a food journal and really tracking what it is that makes you tick. Because when you find that formula, you will find the formula for getting off the carousel of crazy for the rest of your life, and just getting rid of all this nonsense and all this diet business, and really being able to understand that what your body is craving is real food. Is real food. Mary's asking for non-meat proteins. That would be soy. That would be, seitan, those kind of things. And I'm not a big at recommending those things because they are inflammatory, and we always need to be looking at that. So, eggs are good, but that's still meat. But if you're a vegetarian, that would work. Okay, so for my next thing, let's see. Jane is asking the question. She said, for the soup for the sprint, I love the soup, so I always make extra. Questions about the extra vegetables. 1 cup of cabbage is about 1/4 of a head of cabbage. The uncooked vegetables don't keep very well in the fridge. So what do you suggest? Cook them. Eat them. I don't understand how, well, first of all, cabbage lasts forever. You could just wrap it up in a piece of plastic and it lasts forever. What I do with all my vegetables is, I just use them. And here's a good rule of thumb for vegetables. Use the delicate stuff up first. So your lettuces, especially those baby lettuces, that's the first thing you got to eat. Then the baby spinach, then you got to be eating that. The broccoli, the cabbage, the cauliflower, those things last a little bit longer. And so you're looking at this, the more delicate they are, the faster you eat them, and then, go into the vegetables that you're going to be eating later on. And, I do say, yes, the uncooked vegetables don't keep very well in your fridge, but you should be eating them up every day. If anything, I hope the sprint has taught you is that we need to be eating vegetables. This stuff shouldn't be going to waste. No more, science experiments in the CRISPRs. We need to eat our vegetables. So what do? We go for it, So now that we've done this, now that we've done the sprint, we understand that our bodies are begging for the nutrients that vegetables offer. So now take a look at what you've got left. The sprint is over. It's Monday. What do you have left? If you've got some delicates left, that delicate needs to go into your dinner plans. You've got your salads and what have you. That needs to go into your dinner plans. Then work through till you get to the heartier things. Yes, you can make more soup, and yes, it will freeze. But I want you to also be eating it for, on a regular basis. I want you to be a lover of veggies because they love you. You need to love them back. When you love them back and the bulk of your filling up portion is vegetables, which we need to be eating more plants, by the way. When we do that, our bodies are going to respond in kind. They're going to give us what we need. They're going to give us the energy that we need. We are going to take those little tiny mitochondria, which is the energy center of every single cell in our bodies, and it's like we're giving them an energy drink. We're giving them a Red Bull. And now all of a sudden we have energy. And we have energy because we're feeding our body the food that it needs so that it can give us the energy that we need. We don't have energy because we eat like crap. All right? If we turn that around and we eat really good stuff, we're going to feel great. And we're hydrating at the same time. Okay, so I want to show you. Do you see this at the bottom of right here? That is fiber mender. It's fiber mender. It's the big, gooey, globby thing, which I won't eat in front of you because I'll be making all kinds of slurping sounds. I love that. It's like having dessert, and it's a big old gummy. It goes down into your body and it grabs all the toxins and takes them out when you go poop in the morning. So just wanted to show you how fun that is and how it just develops. Isn't that cool? All right. Off topic. Now, the next one is from Emily, and she says, I have been fasting or sprinting for a month now. I feel normal. I'm surprised that I get no headaches, no knee shaking, nothing. I really don't feel hungry within 12 to 16 to 24 hours. Sometimes I forget what hunger feels like. Would it be possible to develop an ulcer? The side story. Growing up, we were told to eat heavy with rice 3 times a day on the clock to prevent an ulcer. Well, yeah, that's just some old myth that has been passed on, and there's nothing to say that's true. What you're doing here, Emily, is you're correcting your hunger hormones, and at some point, everything's going to even out. It's going to even out. For right now, when we eat when we're not hungry, what we're saying to our leptin is, I don't need you to monitor and to tell me it's time to shut off. What you're saying to your ghrelin is whatever you want to do. Whatever you want to do, and you're disobeying your body's signals. That's what hormones are. Basically, it's the messenger system for the body. And you've got hormones everywhere. Everybody thinks about hormones. They think immediately about the sex hormones. They're thinking about estrogen and testosterone and all that. But the whole body has messenger system throughout. And we have hunger hormones. We have hormones in our stomachs that are stretch receptors that tell us if we've eaten enough. And this is why, one of the reasons why when people go and have a weight loss reduction surgery, that they start to, they feel better, is because they have basically killed those hormones off in their stomach. And when they, make that stomach very, very small, they've corrected that situation so that they're no longer having the problem of having, when you say a stretched out stomach, they literally had stretched out stomachs and broken stretch receptors in their stomach. Isn't that interesting? Our bodies are so incredible. And this is one of the reasons why I say all the things that I say. I want you to be in touch with your body and understand what hunger feels like, and understand what it feels like to eat to satisfaction, not full. Because when we have the ability to do that, we can correct and heal our broken hunger hormones. That, to me, is one of the principles of finding intuitive eating. Because we should be able to do that, right? We should be able to do that. We can't do that in our addiction. We can't do that in just trying to find a guru who's going to tell us what to do, because it takes us out of being in touch with ourselves. When you can be in touch with yourself and know intuitively what works for you and what does not, that's the beginning. When you are in touch with how you feel, and that this is hunger, this is not, or I'm thirsty instead, or understanding all these different things, then things start to sort themselves out. It takes a minute. You didn't get 100 pounds overweight overnight either, right? You didn't, you started binging maybe when you were about 18 years old, and here you are 55 years old and thinking, is this ever going to end? Yes, it will end if you give your body what it needs, if you're in touch with it, if you give the power back to your inner nutritional guru and the power back to yourself. Stop following all these silly gurus out there who are just going to tell you it's this way or the highway, without having them, without them taking you at all into consideration. This is why I say to you over and over and over again that it is an individual call. It has to be customized and personalized to fit you. It has to. Otherwise, it's just going to be another diet. It's going to be a continuation of the carousel of crazy, and you will forever be chasing your tail like this. Is that what you want? The answer, I already know the answer to that. I've spoken to you. I have coached you eyeball to eyeball. I've seen your pain. I've seen your angst. I've seen your emails. I know what it is, and I've lived it myself. And the answer is inside of you. I promise you, the answer is within your own body. The answer is within yourself, and it's within your power to heal. If we heal ourselves, the weight will fall off. If we heal our relationship with food, we will begin to intuitively eat, and we will find a place where our bodies are happy to sit. It's not about your size of your jeans. It's not about looking cute for X, Y, and Z. It's about finding the place that you need to land, that's good and healthy, brings back good blood tests, that makes you feel good, that has you participating full out in your life. That's the way to do it, right? That's the way to do it. That's how we got to start thinking about this stuff. It's less about what I think, and it's more about what you think. It's putting principles into play. It's understanding and getting to know and educating yourself about your body and the processes of your body. When you understand that you've got hunger hormones and that if you listen to them, they're going to self-correct and they're going to start helping you to heal, you're going to pay attention to that, aren't you? And when you understand that when you eat to Thanksgiving full, that you are messing with the stretch receptors in your stomach and you could break them. When you understand what garbage and carbohydrates do to an addicted brain, then you're going to have a different look at that, aren't you? You're going to start considering things the way an alcoholic would consider any kind of alcohol whatsoever. And when we can have this kind of a mindset and an understanding of our body and how we work and be surrounded with people who are into this whole thing, and we understand and we're journaling and we're taking a food journal and we're really becoming students of ourselves, we get back our power. We get back our power. We're done giving it away to everyone else. We're done with all these. How many diet books do you have sitting on your bookshelf? How many? Come on. How many diets have you done? How many bogus pills have you bought that just had you hyped up all day and then staying awake until 4 o'clock in the morning? How many things, or injecting yourself with that HCG stuff? How many times have we done this to ourselves? We've tortured, we've ruined, and we've created this chaos within us that has absolutely nothing to do with what our body intuitively knows what to do with. If we stop all of the nonsense, turn off the noise, and start listening to the wisdom that's within, that's God-given wisdom, by the way, things will turn around. It will not be an overnight process. And it will be a little bit of an up and a down. I call it the cha-cha. You go forward 2 steps and you go back 2 steps, right? It's pretty amazing. So I invite you into that whole mindset idea of you having the wisdom, the inner wisdom that is yours alone, that you own, that if you flip the switch on that, you're going to start seeing things in a whole different light. It absolutely is 100% true. I know this for a fact. So step into that and just enjoy the fact that's who you are. Enjoy the fact that you have that kind of power within. And as you do it, things will start to change. You will flip the switch. You will flip the switch. You'll see the light. You'll have what it is that you need in order to go forward in your life the way you are meant to do. It's nobody else's call, honey. I promise you, it's not even my call. It's yours. So take back your power. Don't be giving it away. Don't give it to anyone. But also be in community. Use good basic principles. Educate yourself about your body. And by all means, be in community. Because when you are surrounded with like-minded women, with the things that you're trying to do in your life, talk about flipping the switch, right? Talk about flipping the switch. Things change. And I've seen it over and over and over again. And a lot of you are right here, right now. I love it. So that's all I have for you today. And thank you for joining me for our Q&A. That was really fun. Listen, if you have questions, I will answer them next week. And next week, okay, I'm going to say this, you guys. I am surprising my daughter for her 30th birthday. She does not know I'm coming. So I'm really excited. I'm looking forward to this. And I will be in Portland, Oregon next week. Don't worry, she won't watch this. She's rarely on Facebook. So anyway, that's what I'm going to be doing. So I will not be here for Tuesdays, Facebook Live. I will be here for Monday's Facebook Live, Tuesday's Facebook Live. I will be in an airplane because I'm flying across country. All right? Perfect. Mary, I know. I saw your question and I answered it, so check your email. All right? So that's it. That's all we have. Don't forget, save the date. Our Full Bloom event is filling up. I'm excited. And I can't wait to see you there. So, check your email and go get signed up for the Full Bloom event. It's going to be amazing. Thank you so much. Peace out, you guys. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.